I didn't really want to touch a lot of current events or pop culture events. But funny enough, my Kanye video did pretty well. Um, and I have to relate it to authenticity. So I kind of like the idea of doing that as a case study. But I was talking to a coworker, actually. And we are talking, we talk about the Diddy case. And it's actually kind of funny because he brought up something that I forgot about. Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car. Um, I don't know if that's getting brought up in the trial or anything, because so far everybody's talking about all the sexual acts and everything that Diddy and Cassie were doing. Um, so I'll just say this: that brings me into the authenticity part, right? When you have a relationship or when you start a relationship, you're actually not being authentic. Think about it, right? You're a guy, you're cutting your hair, combing it, whatever. Like, look, I didn't comb this hair, I didn't brush it. You're shaving, you're buying like a really nice shirt, or you're busting out your nice shirt or something, you're polishing your shoes, whatever it is, right? You might have a watch. I have a watch that I wear to go out, but every day I don't wear it. See, I'm not wearing it now. But when I go on dates, I have a watch for that. So, case in point, right? I'm not, I'm growing hair, I'm not shaved, this isn't brushed, I'm going to work just like this. I have my like little Capricorn fucking bracelet right here. So, this, what you're seeing right now, is me authentic. This is my true self. Because I just grabbed a turtleneck sweater or a turtleneck shirt and put on some pants and went to work. Like, that's it. I didn't think about what I was doing. I just, am I clean? Did I brush my teeth? Is my glasses good? Is my hair fine? No stains. I got everything in my bag. Awesome. I'm good to go. Got my badge. Let's go. Dates aren't like that. And the whole red pill thing, women will always say that they're spending so much money on themselves to go out on dates. And I get it, it is expensive, I know. I'm not going to get into red pill stuff though. I just want to point out you're not your true authentic self when you're on a date. You're going out there, you're talking to somebody, you're spending money or whatever it is, and you're just doing this weird little dance. Whereas, like, hey, I like your vibes, let's keep going, and then let's start getting intimate with each other, right? So when not to get off track. So when all these testimonies and everything come up for Diddy, you have to sit there and you have to think about it. He was showing us who he was this whole time. And I mean, there's tons of YouTube videos that point out all his behavior. So apparently, he's been showing us the red flags and we just never saw it or cared, I guess. Right? I don't know if Cassie fell into that where she says, maybe she didn't see the red flags or whatever. But when a man blows up a car, and not even like, she didn't even do anything with Kid Cudi, she was just talking to him, and Diddy decided to blow up a car. Like, that's pretty authentic, right? Also, why wasn't Diddy charged with terrorism? He blew up a car that he had a bomb he either found a way to make one or he bought one somehow. So, first off, where did he get the materials for a bomb or some sort of explosive material? How did he get that, right? We're talking about all this racketeering and sex trafficking and everything. The man should be arrested for acts of violence and terrorism. Like, that charge should be thrown onto him because like, how? If I went and got materials for a bomb, they'd call me a terrorist, right? How is it Diddy's getting away with that? Not one part of his charges had terrorism listed. I don't even think he has domestic violence listed, and we've seen him beat Cassie on video, right? So how does this man not have terrorism as a charge? I don't get that. How? How are we living like this and he doesn't have terrorism as a charge, right? I don't know. I just want to point that out, right? Being authentic is, because I feel bad about, I've seen, like, we've heard the testimony from Cassie. Her husband has spoken out on it as well, and it's just one of those things where I don't want to really get involved in the camp because it's really just too crazy, but you really have to sit there and you have to think, as much as this woman was abused, did she maybe not see that he was a problem before she got involved with him, right? And then some of the testimonies, you hear her saying things that implies that she goes along with it. And you can only do that for so much until you start actually living that victim mentality because you are abused. I'm not saying that she was never abused, she was. But you went into it, especially knowing how Diddy was from the beginning. You kind of went into it. I don't know if she thought she could change him, but the minute he blew up a car, you should have left. Or I don't know if, like, how do you sweep that under the rug? I mean, there's damage there, right? Like, the car's on fire, it's burned. It can't be, there has to be an insurance claim made on that thing. Like, how do you avoid that? How do you get away from that, right? Um, Look, it's Diddy should be charged with terrorism. We should not we they should find a way to put that charge onto him. I don't know. They're probably going to use that as a character testimony, maybe to determine his character. And that's great. You know why? Because it shows authenticity. We now know the type of crazy person that Diddy is. And, you know, I don't know if there's any way to be empathetic about that. I don't know. I wish I could say when Biggie died, he went crazy, but he probably orchestrated Biggie's death as far as we know. You still have to have a level of empathy, but empathy also comes with logic. You have to have enough logic. So if you're a bleeding heart, you're going to protect Cassie, you're going to protect Diddy no matter what. If you have logic, you're going to say, well, no, he blew up a car. I mean, there should be some terrorism charges in there. And that's just how I relate it to Kanye West because I don't want to have empathy for Kanye, but he's doing something, he's onto something, and if we demonize him, what he's trying to say gets swept under the rug. And one thing that I found out is Joe Biden has colon cancer, and a very aggressive form of colon cancer. We're still in the process of arraigning Luigi for shooting the United Healthcare CEO. Our former president has the best healthcare in this country because he was the president and they couldn't find cancer in him. They couldn't. The best care in America, maybe the world, right? And they can't find cancer in this guy. The president, right? Donald Trump has the best health care in America at the moment because he's our acting president. And you're going to tell me that he could potentially get sick while he's the president. And then we're still dealing with Luigi shooting the United Healthcare CEO. Does make it make sense, right? Authenticity. This should be the easiest thing ever to figure out. Healthcare should not be corporatized. Luigi is technically justified in what he did. Granted, we shouldn't be killing people. And yet, nobody seems to want to rally around anything, right? Kanye's onto something. Diddy's a terrorist. We need to dig into Luigi's case a little bit more. And please just try to see it from the other person's side, because if Luigi was not some kid from a what is it, white collar family, and he was just somebody else from the street or a regular person, we wouldn't be talking the way we were now. And that's the part of authenticity that we don't get, right? Let's say Diddy was part of Epstein, right? Epstein swept under the rug. Diddy, we're going to see everything that he's been doing in his trial. All this stuff that Epstein should have been going through, Diddy's going through that now, right? Why? Because nobody's being authentic. We're clearly trying to use a different lens for something that is very similar. So, but I know it's called Less Noise, More Coffee, and I still haven't had coffee in these videos, but I just wanted to point that out. Authenticity is definitely something that goes deep, and we need to keep exploring that. So it is what it is.